the most a man should spend on a first date?
I feel like if I'm gonna get ready and I'm gonna use all my products to come out with you, I need like a minimum of $200. A minimum, and that's like being nice.
And what does the man get in return for that?
My presence?
What, aren't you having his presence within you already?
I hear you, but no. No. I mean, like, I'm here to get to know you. I'm here to get to know you. You invited me out.
But he has to drop $200.
Yeah. Because
minimum.
Yeah. Because you
just
invited
because
me out.
just because you have to do your makeup?
Because I have to. Okay, so we're gonna do the math. My moisturizer is $400. My eye cream is $300. My serum is like another $300. My makeup, not included. So if I have to spend, that's my money. I'm spending my money on these products. I'm gonna use these products.
Who are you using them for, though?
For myself.
Okay.
But I'm gonna use these products and I'm gonna show up because it's not like I'm gonna show up in sweats.
The man doesn't owe you anything if you're just getting to know each other.
If you're inviting me out, you owe me a date.
Here we go. Stop putting women on a pedestal. Treat her like an equal. We got this whole equality thing here. This is going to be perfect. All the feminists are going to agree and have a wonderful time if they come across this presentation. So here's the question again. Putting her on a pedestal. And so I'm just going to keep it really simple when I talk about putting a woman on a pedestal. It's simply giving a woman special treatment because she's a woman. You're doing things for her because she's a woman. The whole idea is if you can train your mind to run it through a filtering system, then you can prevent yourself from doing, let's just say, stupid things for ladies. Okay, so here's the goal, guys, to stop putting her on a pedestal. By using this filter, treating her like an equal, okay? By using that filter, and we're going to break this filter down a little bit, men will be able to make better choices around women. And when I say better choices, maybe I'll even say just more clear-headed choices. The fog can be lifted when you run scenarios through this filtering mechanism. Because we all know, we can all sit here a million times and be like, oh, we could bring up a story and be like, oh, look at this Betamon, look what he did. But we all know it's a little bit different when you're in the scenario. Sometimes you don't really see it happening to you. Then all of a sudden, hindsight's 2020, and after the fact, you could look backwards and see it this way. But when you're in the moment, when you're in the bunker, sometimes this stuff gets to you. That's what women will do to us. So if you think about in regards to women, just think about it this simply, okay? It takes two people to have sex, equal partners. Therefore, getting or giving sex is not special for one party over another. Now, this is a big mind hurdle for a lot of guys because just think about how a lot of us guys talk. Like, oh, did you score? Did you get lucky? So we use these phrases, and what that does is that buys you into this fantasy world where when you have sex with a woman, it's her giving you something. She did something for you, so therefore you have to do something for her in return. It's like for some reason we are kind of trained in this mindset that if you have sex with a girl, it's like, well, she had sex with you, so you better treat her right. It's like this big gift that she is giving you. But let's just go to, the whole feminist ideology perfectly. Just treat her like an equal, an absolute equal. So if you think about an equal, right? Man and woman, both, it takes two to tango. So if you just think about this filter, right? That sex in itself is something that both parties are contributing to. So therefore, that's not a reward for you as the man. Just think of it completely equality. And then we're going to run some scenarios that you'll see in day-to-day life that will help you see things a little more clearly when you really just boil it down to like, right, okay, if a girl, because that's what a lot of guys are, talk about too. It's like the unwritten rule. If a guy marries a woman, right, he gets the exclusive access to sex with her. That's, again, this stereotype, this social conditioning that we all live into. And I'm just saying step back and just kind of ask why. Just think about that, right? Sex. You're giving it to her just as much as she's giving it to you. So let's start with that. And then here's the filtering mechanism of treating her like an equal. So think of like you're Superman, right? This is a superpower you're going to be able to have. And you're going to use your little X-ray vision thing. This is like your filter. So whenever you see a certain scenario, if you can try to remind yourself to put it through this filter of treat her like an equal, then you can just basically take a step back and just think logically. Because again, that gets us in the most trouble is guys around women is when we stop thinking logically and we start thinking emotionally. We get those emotions invested and then we start doing stupid stuff that we would never dream of doing if we were in our logical state of mind. And many common social scenarios seem ordinary, ones we're going to talk about, until you question them, until you just ask like, wait a second, why? So using this filter of if she were a guy, would I still be doing this? Now I'm going to put an exception to this rule, guys. If you are starting to have sex with a woman, no, I'm not suggesting that you stop and go, if she were a guy, would I still be doing this? No, I'm not asking that part, but just take all the other scenarios about putting a woman on a pedestal. And if you use this filter, if she were a guy, would I still be doing this? And then you think logically, a lot of the times the answer is no. And I want to give a couple exceptions to the rule before we get going here, in the sense that I hear some guys will say, I will never hold the door open for a woman. And guys go, never hold the door open for a woman. Now, here's where I talk about treating her like an equal. Again, if I'm walking somewhere and I see a door needs to be held, I'm going to hold the door open for whoever is behind me. Whether it's a kid, whether it's an elderly person, a guy or a girl, that's just kind of how I was raised, right? So I'm going to open the door for whoever's right behind me. Just period. I'm not giving special treatment. It's not where, if you were a guy that doesn't do that, you just don't hold the door open for people, and then all of a sudden a girl's there. It's like, oh, I'm supposed to hold the door open for a girl. See, again, you're treating her differently than just if she was an equal. So there are certain scenarios, same with like on the bus. If you're riding the bus, right? And a guy goes, well, I'm never going to give up my seat for a woman. Well, it's like, okay, if there's an older man or an older woman in my own life, then I'm going to give up that seat to that person just because respecting my elders. So those are the exceptions to the rule I'm talking about. Scenario 2, getting dinner. Dinner scenario. Ordinary scenario. A woman says, if you want to get to know me, you have to take me out for dinner and drinks first.
I feel like if I'm going to get ready and I'm going to use all my products to come out with you, I need like a minimum of $200. A minimum, and that's like being nice.
And what does the man get in return for that?
My presence?
Again, not an uncommon scenario at all. This is, and us, most guys are just like, yeah, I roll with that. That's true. Yeah, okay, yeah. All right, that's the dating game, right? That's how we think about it. If you want to get to know me, you have to take me out for dinner and drinks first. You got to show me that you earned some time with me.
But aren't you having his presence within you already?
I hear you, but no. No. I mean, like, I'm here to get to know you. I'm here to get to know you. You invited me out.
But he has to drop $200.
Yeah. Because
minimum.
Yeah. Because you invited me out.
Just because you have to do your makeup?
Because I have to... Okay.
And most guys are like, yep, okay. Where do you want to go? What restaurant do you want me to take you to? You're right. Me just spending time with you is so worth it because you're so amazing because you are a woman that, of course, whatever you say, let's go. I will happily take you out to dinner.
So we're going to do the math. My moisturizer is $400. My eye cream is $300. My serum is like another $300. My makeup, not included. So if I have to spend, that's my money. I'm spending my money on these products. I'm going to use these products.
What are you using them for, though?
For myself.
Okay.
But I'm going to use these products and I'm going to show up because it's not like I'm going to show up in sweats.
The man doesn't owe you anything if you're just getting to know each other.
If you're inviting me out, you owe me a date.
Okay, scenario 2. Same thing, just put on the filter. Getting dinner, filtered. Superman filter here. Just imagine, okay, a man saying to you, this new guy you meet at work, or you bump into this guy at the bar, Yeah, you bump into this guy at the bar or something. Hey man, how you doing? Oh yeah, good. All right, cool. You guys are kind of vibing. Oh, maybe you guys like the same sports team. Oh, maybe a cool guy. And the guy goes, by the way, hey, if you want to get to know me, if you really want to sit down and hang out with me, he goes, you're gonna have to take me out for drinks and dinner first. If you want to spend more time with me, if you want to be around my presence, you're going to have to take me out to dinner and drinks. Obviously, you're going to have to pay for my dinner. Obviously, you're going to have to pay for my drinks. Duh. Because I'm just so amazing. But again, imagine that. Imagine men walking around with that mindset. Another guy saying that to you. You would easily be like, dude, why? What have you done to make it? Why? Why should I? What is going to be? What do I get out of that scenario? What do I benefit from? And again, if you go back to even with a guy and a girl, a lot of guys go, well, that's part of the game to get sex and all that. But again, just step back. Why is sex a reward that she gives you? Like changing your mindset from all the way back to that level. And then you look at these things and you're like, wait a second, why would I do this? And the reason I'm telling you guys this is not like it's also not like well, there's nothing to do with this mindset. I'm just going to do, it's not like an unreasonable mindset, because when I tell you guys, when we talk about Chad and Tyrone and what they do and what they don't do for women, Chad and Tyrone have this type of mindset. They understand this stuff about women. They go, why would I just take you out to dinner just because you're a girl? Why don't you come over and bake me a dinner and show me how good of a cook you are? That, again, that's the mindset that those guys have. And again, it's so different from like blue pill to like Chad and Tyrone mindset. But it's good to question these things, because a lot of times, when you think logically, it's like, wait a second, why was I doing that? Why was I believing that just going to dinner with her, I was lucky to get to take her out to dinner? It just doesn't make sense when you think logically about that. Don't forget, subscribe. Like, comment, share the video. Definitely subscribe.